I've got a Halloween story that still creeps me out to this day. So this happened when I was about 12 or 13, back when trick-or-treating was still a big deal in my area. My friends and I had this tradition of going to every house in our neighborhood and a couple blocks over, just trying to get the most candy. One year, though, something happened that I'll never forget. It was a typical Halloween night, clear skies, streets filled with kids in costumes, the whole deal. Me and my friends, Jake and Ryan, were making our way down this long street that had a reputation for giving out full-sized candy bars. We'd been out for hours, bags pretty full, but we wanted to hit just a few more houses before calling it a night. We got to this one house at the very end of the street. I hadn't really noticed it before. It wasn't the kind of house you paid attention to. No decorations, no porch light on, but we figured maybe they just forgot to turn it on. So we decided to check it out anyway. The whole place was kind of run down, paint peeling, windows dirty, but it didn't look abandoned. We walked up to the door and Jake knocked, but there was nothing. We were about to leave when suddenly the door creaked open. Not all the way, just a crack, but enough for us to see this old guy standing there. He didn't say anything at first, just kind of stared at us. He was tall, with stringy white hair. No costume or anything, just wearing an old flannel shirt. After a few awkward seconds, he smiled with a creepy grin and asked, "You boys want some candy?" Now, normally we'd be all about the candy, but something about this guy didn't feel right. His voice was off, like it was too calm or something. I don't know how to explain it, but the vibe was just wrong. Ryan, being the bold one, said sure, and the guy opens the door a bit wider. We couldn't see inside because it was pitch black behind him, which was weird. Most houses have lights on, especially at this time. The guy motioned for us to come inside. He said, "I've got the good stuff in here. Just come in for a second." Jake and I immediately backed up. We weren't dumb. We knew not to go into some random dude's house. But Ryan, for some reason, stepped forward like he was actually going to do it. I grabbed his arm and pulled him back. The guy's smile faded and his whole expression changed. He looked angry, but he didn't say anything. He just stared at us, still holding the door open, and that's when we noticed something creepy. Inside the house, behind him, we could make out this shadow. It was barely visible, but it looked like someone or something was standing there, hunched over. At first, I thought it was maybe just a Halloween decoration, but then it moved. It slid forward just a little, like it was watching us. We all saw it. No one said anything, but we all knew something was seriously wrong. Ryan finally snapped out of it, and we all booked it down the driveway without looking back. We didn't stop running until we were halfway down the street. When we looked back at the house, the door was shut, and I swear to you, there was a figure standing in the upstairs window, watching us. Not the old guy, though. This was something else, tall, thin, and a weird posture. We stared at it for what felt like forever, and then it slowly faded back into the darkness of the room. We never went down that street again, and every time we'd talk about it, Ryan would get all quiet, like he didn't want to admit how close he came to stepping inside that house.